Hello again. Beautiful, beautiful creature. Chilling, sat here with a wet arse because it's been raining in Gunnersbury Park, once again, the place I go to for some nature, some introvert recovery time. What am I talking to you about? I was just thinking of what to talk to you about a moment ago before I pressed record. And I heard a few nice birds chirping, saw a couple of squirrels scurrying, I saw the light from the sun just bathing the grass, turning it a beautiful shade of orange. Felt the presence of everything. And I was like, shit, this place is alive, like it really is alive. If you tune in, you just know. You just feel it intuitively. It's on a place that's, oh my God, like, it's beyond the mind. It's beyond thought. It's not thought that latches onto the energy that surrounds me currently and says, oh right, I know exactly what that is, pin it down, label on it, and boom. It is something beyond the mind that's within you, and within all of us, that you feel an intuitive sense for. So what am I chin wagging about this time? Nature. Nature time. What does it do for you? What does it do for us? What are the benefits? Why would you go out of your man-made box that is a house and whimsically drift around a woodland area or a park or a forest, or go to a lake or a reservoir, or go for a nice walk somewhere far away in the countryside? Why would you do this? In society, in this slightly fucked society, at least to our perceptions, at least from our perspective as beautiful animals, in this bizarre society, the pace of living is very quick, isn't it? And a helicopter arrives right on cue. Right on cue, a helicopter arrives to demonstrate my point. Where's that helicopter going? What's that helicopter doing? Something very important, I assume. Something very, very important indeed. We need to get to this destination and do this, all in good time. This society is living at a pace that a lot of us can't deal with. A lot of us can't tune into the pace that this society is operating at. Do you feel that? Do you ever feel that? Do you ever feel that do you ever feel at a loss for where your place is in this society? Do you ever just wish that society would just slow the fuck down every now and then and breathe and be and just contemplate its place within everything, the universe, the earth, contemplate its own place within nature? Do you ever just wish that was the case? If you ever get those sensations and ever get those feelings, then it's likely that you're operating at a more base level frequency to what your animal self was supposed to operate at. And make no mistake about it, it is society that is moving at a rapid pace. And it makes complete sense on every level that you would feel at odds, at negative odds with all this madness. Because I do too. Western society has almost forgot its roots, has almost forgot where we came from. If I mention as a bit of advice to somebody in my job role, as a fitness coach, health coach. If I mention to spend time in nature among the trees, I run the risk of being called a hippie and being laughed at. I recommend to someone who's suffering from chronic stress that they go to Richmond Park in West London and take the socks and shoes off and walk on the grass. I suggest that. I get looked at funny, as if shoes were on our feet when we came out of our mother. As if wearing shoes is more natural than being barefoot on the grass. We've almost forgotten where we came from. And this construct of Western society seems to be where our comfort zone is. And herein lies the problem. Because depression and anxiety is on the rise. Depression, anxiety, as well as loads of different mental health issues, is on the rise. We earn more money, we have more material possessions than at any other time in human history, but internally, we're a society that is suffering gravely. Going into nature and just sitting and just being, that is the antidote to the ailment that is Western society nowadays. It's the treatment. It's the medicine. When you're in nature, you just look around and you see that things are just being, things are just present. The tree isn't overthinking. The squirrel is just doing what it needs to do. It's not planned 15 steps ahead. It's just doing what it does. There's not too much noise. Everything's alive. And things are still most of the time. Hello, Robin. How are you doing? Where's your friend? You notice that whenever you're in the woods, to our societally conditioned minds, when we go to the woods or the forest, it looks boring. It looks uneventful. It looks as if there's not enough going on. Doesn't entertain us enough. That's why we need to run through. That's why we need to jog through the forest with earphones on, listening to music. That's why we need to jog through in the first place, because walking through is a little bit too tedious. But have you noticed that there's a reason nature is still most of the time and only acts when it needs to? We've got it on the flip side. In this society, we act 80, 90% of the time, and we're only still, really, for 10% of the time, if that. When you go into nature without any goal, you just sit and you just be with the goings on and surrender and just to let yourself become part of the scenery. It's a classroom. Nature teaches you how to be. The trees, the leaves, the grass, it knows, it whispers to you. Not in human language that we've created. it whispers something to you on a much deeper level. And if you're present, you can listen to it. Going into nature, you tune in to the deeper part of you, the part that's always unchanging, the part that has something deeply in common with all this. Essentially, going into nature, you tune in to yourself. Because let me tell you, you have more in common with all of this than you do with a shopping centre. It's just social conditioning has been so effective that we now have been duped into believing that this shit, stay away. Yeah, it's scary, nature. Nature's scary. You've got loads out there that can really fuck you up. Stay away from nature. Whoa. By the way, go into this shopping centre, 20% off. You know? And when you really think about it with perspective on the timeline of human existence, you would realise just how bonkers that is. So spend more time in nature. You're confused, you don't know who you are. Nature knows. Nature knows who you are. And you know who you are too. You're very well aware of who you are. Just the layers of conditioning are so thick that it is temporarily, not permanently, it's temporarily blinded you to the truth. All you need do is reconnect. The answers will come to you. And they'll hit you deep down. And they'll leave you with no more questions. Big deep breath. I think that is it from me. I think that's the end of my message. I hope you enjoyed watching that as much as I enjoyed delivering it. Take care of yourself. I really do wish you presence and peace with whatever your experience entails. Much love.